That's why I'm trying to make a better way. Whole new crib in a better place. Get my people out the hood, we'll see better days. Tell a fan sorry, y'all let them wait. Shit up there like a Saturday. Listen to me how I beat the speed up like a battle.
Yo, guys, what up today? This is your boy Kofi with my co-host Chuck Full Damage Miller. And you guys already know it is Victory Monday, man. And guess what?
Woo!
Finally did it, man. Over 2,210 days, approximately 6 years and 1 month. We finally did it. We beat those Green Bay stinking fudge Packers, man. 24-22. Game-winning field goal. A 51-yard game-winning field goal with Cairo Santos with 2 seconds to go, man. And, man, we finally got that monkey off our back, Charles, man. We finally got that monkey off our back, man. I want to get your thoughts on this game. And, yeah, dude.
Yeah. I'm going to add this, and then I'm going to go on and just kick this off real quick here. Just give me 2.5 seconds, people. This is not going to take long. Put this on the screen and tell me what you tell me. Now, read this aloud, y'all.
Bears win, baby.
Say it with your chest, boy.
Bears win.
That's what I'm talking about. It's about time. We was long overdue. Yeah, it don't mean nothing in terms of our playoffs and all this other blah, blah, contentious stuff. We don't care. We beat the Green Bay Packers. Down goes the pack. Down goes the whack.
Down goes the whackers.
Yeah, the whack pack. They go down, baby. They go down, and I don't care what their names was on the field. We beat them. They should have put the green and gold on and invited us to Lambeau. And we did the Lambeau leap at the end, Coach.
Yeah, we did. And not only that, we affected their playoff seeding. So now they got to face the Eagles next week. Mm-hmm. So they got the 7th seed.
There you go. You see that, y'all? You see that?
Damn.
You're welcome, Commanders. Yeah. You're welcome, Eagles. We sent y'all a bunch of bums to go on and put in a body bag. We broke up Jordan Love for you a little bit.
We got him hurt. We got him rattled.
Yeah. We tattooed him, laid the wood on him a little bit. We straightened him out for y'all.
Dude, did you see that tackle Kevin Byard made on Malik Willis? He laid the complete wood on Malik Willis.
Ooh, like the dog that he is.
You were like boom!
That he is. Yes, sir. That's the reason why I came out here with my favorite man here. Howling Wolf.
Yes, sir.
Welcome out there, Chaos Sports Talkland fans. Hey, that was a great win for the Bears. Great way to start the year 2025 off, getting the monkey off our back. I love it, bro. I love it. And I thought the Bears, the cardiac kids that they are, was trying to find a way to get a game away. And, thank God we didn't. We didn't find a way to give it away. We actually found a way to win it. And vindication for Cairo Santos, who been the middle piece of controversy for almost the entire season for the Chicago Bears. I don't understand why they scared to let this man kick from 50 yards out. They won't let this man kick. The man has a great track record kicking the ball from 50 yards out, and they won't let him do it. Finally, you let him do it, and guess what? You got results. You got results. And I love him running around talking.
He's like,
yeah, we got him, baby. We got him. Bear down, baby. Bear down.
I mean, there was some definitely some questionable play calling.
We got one win against the division this year, Coach. And guess what? It's against the Packers. I don't care. We lost them all. We beat them.
It mattered. One game mattered. I don't care.
That's all that matters.
Packers, man. I mean, like, even
we beat the fudge Packers. I mean, the Packers.
We haven't beaten them since Trubisky, man, was quarterback, man. And like during Justin Fields' time, I mean, he's gotten close a couple times. Mm-hmm. And we all remember like from past years, the 4th and 8. Remember when Rodgers, he came to our crib the first time Justin Fields faced him. He said, "I owned you," or whatever. Mm-hmm. I mean,
crap. You talking to the fans.
Yeah, man. And
Jordan Malarkey.
Right, Jordan Love saying Happy Father's Day to Bears fans, like he's their daddy. I'm like, bro, I'm sick and tired of it, man. Like we gotta put a statement to them. And the Bears, they came through. They definitely came through and laid the wood, man. And it worked, man.
Did it in the most cardiac fashion known to man. But we got it. So Bears fans, let's celebrate, BB. We did it. We did it. We did it. We did it. We did it.
And now watch. The Bears we're gonna have to string together a couple, win streaks against the Packers, to kind of.
Hey, all I know is we undefeated in 2025. That's what I know.
Yes, sir.
That's what I know. We undefeated, baby.
Yes, sir, man.
Yes, sir.
And then also, man, I also want to talk about some possible, head coaching candidates. A lot of, since I'm pretty sure, did you saw that Detroit Lions game and Minnesota game? Detroit,
did I ever?
The Minnesota Vikings convincingly, 31-9. And now, since Detroit, they have the bye week. The Bears have requested to interview Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn this upcoming week. And there's other candidates too. We got Todd Moinkin, who is the OC for the Baltimore Ravens. We have Mike McCarthy. They requested Mike McCarthy with the Cowboys. Mike Kafka with the Giants. Brian Flores, Arthur Smith, Vance Joseph, Anthony Weaver, and Thomas Brown. And so those are the ones so far that I've seen, according to Adam Scheffner and Tom Pelissero. They reported it so far from what I've read.
That is getting really long. It's getting really long.
Yeah, it's getting long.
I understand that the Bears are weighing all the options. They talking to all qualified candidates. But I don't know how Arthur Smith ends up on your list, bro. They're interviewing Arthur Smith, bro. And I'm like, why? Why are you wasting your time? With the candidates that we have as options, I don't think Arthur Smith should be one that we should be looking at, bro. He doesn't even fit the pool, bro, for what we're trying to do. It does not fit the pool. His offense does not look that great right now in Pittsburgh, bro. So I don't know.
It doesn't.
I don't know what it is that makes the Bears want to even consider him. But it's just a conversation. It's just an interview. They can have a little small talk. That ain't guaranteeing nothing. I pray to God that ain't guaranteeing nothing. Ryan Post, please don't do it to me, bro. Please don't do it to me. But there are a lot of quality coaching candidates that's out there that's talking about, looking at, and are desiring this job. Yeah, you heard it right here, Bears fans. We got coaches that's desiring to come to Chicago. You know why? Because the Bears team is a sexy draft pick, baby. We have sexy draft.
We got 80, and we got cap space too. We got $8 million in cap space. We got the top 3 draft picks, in the draft, top 80. I think top 3 picks. That's like top 80 in the draft, and a whole slew of other things. Of course, we got Caleb Williams. I mean, the numbers that he produced in a terrible year. Going through a head coach, going through 2 or 3 offensive coordinators. I mean, he's resilient, man, and being sacked 68 times. I don't care what anybody says. You could talk about, he paints his fingernails. He does this. He's a diva. But you can't deny the fact that this guy's a freaking Iron Man. The guy played all 17 games. Yeah. He's like the most sacked quarterback in Bears franchise history, the second most sacked person in NFL history. I think he's the second or third. It's up there.
Well, I don't know if it's that high up because there's some ridiculously gaudy numbers up there at the top of that.
I know David Carr's number 1. He got sacked 76 times. That's what I do.
Justin Fields has had more sacks in the season, I believe, than Caleb Williams, bro.
Justin Fields. I don't think he did. I think it's, if you look it up, Caleb Williams got sacked more times than Justin.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't know. I can go look at it if you want.
I'm positive. I'm 100% positive because I looked up the numbers. If you look it up, like Caleb Williams is the most sacked quarterback in franchise history, 68. You could look it up. But yeah, man, like I said, like you could argue, because he's had his fair share of criticism. Bears fans have talked about it. saying, like, oh, he's a diva, he can't do this or do that. But I mean, from what he's went through this whole year, losing Matt Eberflus, and also losing Shane Waldron. Shane Waldron, I couldn't believe it, but Shane, I never thought, in my lifetime that we would have a worse OC than freaking Luke Getsy. But the Bears, they always find someone who's worse than Luke Getsy, and we got Shane Waldron. And then you go to Thomas Brown. Then Thomas Brown, he gets promoted to head coach, and then we get another OC. I mean, Caleb Williams, he's produced over 3,500 yards, 20 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, completed 63% of his passes, man. And if you look at his numbers compared to Jaden Daniels and Bo Nix, they're almost eerily similar, man. Jaden Daniels, he's had a really good head coach, and he's had a really good run game, really good offensive line. I mean, if you put those types of quarterbacks to where Caleb Williams is, I don't know if they'll have the same type of production that Caleb Williams has. And Caleb Williams, I mean, I wouldn't say he's exceeded expectations, but like he's overcome some stuff. Let's just say about that. He's overcame some stuff despite the situation that he was in.
You got that right, brother. And keep talking, Cope. I'm still looking up.
Yeah. So, like I said, in terms of like I said, in terms of like the coaching candidates, well, for me, I mean, based on the certain candidates, I mean, I do like Mike Vrabel. I know the New England Patriots, they were talking about possibly trying to request an interview for Mike Vrabel this week. They're possibly looking at him and the type of staff that he's going to do, because I know they just fired their head coach Gerard Mayo, which is kind of crazy to me. I mean, after only one season, I mean, Gerard Mayo, he didn't get enough time to fix the roster. That roster was not good. But I think with them trying to get Mike Vrabel, he has history, with Robert Kraft, and Mike Vrabel, he's definitely going to have a plan for Drake May and that team. I think me personally, I think he will also be a great candidate for the Bears as well. Because like I said, he is a no nonsense coach. He will be able to establish culture. And
you're talking about Vrabel, right?
Yeah, Vrabel. And
go ahead.
And he would definitely establish a culture within the organization. Even certain players who's played for the Tennessee Titans, such as DeMarcus Walker, they talked about how he's like a no BS type of head coach. Like if you think you're gonna get away with certain stuff, he's gonna let you know, and he's gonna get in your face, and he's gonna hold you accountable. He's that type of head coach,
right?
And but I guess for me personally, I'm pretty sure we already talked about. I want Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson. I mean, he's my number one pick. I know he is the hottest name, and I guess I get it. There's a risk when it comes to picking a first-year head coach. The fact that we don't know if he actually is a leader of men.
I mean, there's always going to be some risk that you're going to have to take when making a decision. You can go and get the most polished coach in the world and take a chance that he's still going to be able to bring the action and the success levels that he brought with other teams, other organizations, that he could come over and be a complete bust. It could be a complete bust of a time that he's there. Nothing works right for him, or so there's always risk. Here's the thing on Mike Vrabel, and just backtracking here a little bit. I think Bears fans, we kind of get it out of our head that Mike Vrabel is going to be in this conversation, because not one but two positions have become open that may covet getting Mike Vrabel over there. One is what you just saw with the New England Patriots, and I'll get into that in a minute with the Jared Mayo thing. But them firing Jared Mayo, a black coach, after 1 year of service over there, which I think is abysmal, atrocious, and a bad move by the Patriots. But there's that job. That's the team that Mike Vrabel won his Super Bowls with, that he made his name with. And then there is the advent of the Las Vegas Raiders job. People don't realize this, but remember, Tom Brady is a minority owner of the Las Vegas Raiders. And who better to want to get his former teammate over there other than the former teammate Tom Brady? He would make sense coming over there to the Raiders. Although that's still, just kind of floating in the wind right now because I'm not clear on what they're doing with Antonio Pierce yet. Not clear on what they're doing with Antonio Pierce yet. But so I think Mike Vrabel has other options out there that are more conducive to what they're trying to do, what he brings to the table, where they do need leaders of men, where they do need somebody who can just establish them, who can get them squared away and get them off and running. But this is a team right now, Chicago. Once you fix the offensive line, this team is ready to go, bro. Top to bottom, this team is ready to go. All you got to do is get this offensive line together and get some comparable coaching in here, and you got a playoff contending team next year. Yeah, I said it, and I won't take it down. I said it. Here we go. What's up, Don? Detroit versus.
Oh my gosh! I know Don Burrow is definitely gonna come. Oh my god! Freaking point improvement. I was right. What's his name?
Best team in the NFC. That's what he's trying to say.
The best team.
Yeah, he's talking about the Lions. Congratulations to the Detroit Lions. I'm not gonna take anything away from your team, Don. They were hard nosed and tough all year. Got to tip my cap to them. They came up against Minnesota in the biggest game at the biggest moment, and they had the biggest performance from Jahmyr Gibbs. They were outstanding out there. Kudos and tip my cap to Aaron Glenn, the defensive coordinator. Not gonna lie to you, Don, I always thought that y'all defense sucked with the way that Aaron Glenn ran it over there. But I've seen over the last year the maturation process of Aaron Glenn's coaching is really stepped up, and it really is beautiful head, I will say it that way, in this game against Minnesota. At a point where y'all had all y'all guys down and injured, down and out, he figured out a way to muster up a great enough defensive scheme to not only beat the Minnesota Vikings, but to contain the high-powered offensive attack that they have with Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison and TJ Hawkinson and all of those guys over there. So kudos to Aaron Glenn. What do you think about this, Kof? Speaking about Ben Johnson, bro, if the Bears did go with Ben Johnson, and folks, just for the record, I'm not on board necessarily with the Bears going with an upstart because I feel like we're a ready to go now team and we don't have no more time to waste trying to wait for somebody to figure it out as a head coach. But if we did go with Ben Johnson, seeing that the Patriots had done the dummy and fired Jared Mayo, how would you feel about Ben Johnson bringing Jared Mayo over here to be his defensive coordinator while he head coaches and runs the offense? Just think about that, Kof.
I think that'll definitely be I won't know. I don't know too much about Jared Mayo as a defensive coordinator. I know he did. He was a defensive coordinator with the same team, the New England Patriots. Mm-hmm. He was very solid. He had a very solid defense. I believe they were top 15 in terms of like points per game, and in terms of like the run defense. I definitely think that he would definitely get this, specifically this run defense. He'll definitely try to figure out a way to almost
so to speak.
To pretty much get, specifically our young defensive line and Javon Dexter. I don't know about Zach Pickens. Zach Pickens, he has been kind of a disappointment this season. I don't know if it was
kind of. Has he been on the field since he been?
No, not at all. And at the same time, I also wouldn't be opposed to us probably drafting, a defensive tackle in the draft, because I mean, granted,
pump your brakes right there. Pump your brakes right there, bro. Let me say this. I just had this conversation with T.O. and that's Real Street Sports Talks. For those of you all that's unfamiliar with him, just had this conversation with Real Street Sports Talk and this conversation with my little brother Flip, bro. The only thing that killed us in the middle when it comes to the D tackle position was the injury of Andrew Billingsley. When that man went down, that opened up the floodgates in that middle. But let's give credit what credit is due.
I get it, but I mean, even
Javon
when
Dexter has formatted himself well, he has numbers that's very comparable and similar to those of Jalen Carter, bro. So we are not dying at the position. Plus, we could always go if we need some depth at the position, which I think we need now. If we need some depth at the position, we can always go later.
We definitely need depth at the position. We definitely need depth just in case.
But we don't have to go out and pay no high draft pick like everybody wanted us to do in terms of getting Jalen Carter. In this draft, the Bears need to have one mindset. O-line, 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 O. Is all we need is O. We don't need nothing else from this draft. O-line crazy. Let's go. That's what we missing. That's what we got to get.
I mean, I get what you're saying, Chuck. But also, I mean, I don't know if it was the fact that it was coaching, but, also Montez Sweat, he was kind of disappointing. He only had 3 sacks. And I get it. People talk about the fact that, he's got double team. But the fact that you only had 3 sacks, I mean, you're a Pro Bowler last year. I mean, you got to figure a way to get to the quarterback.
He didn't pay dividends this year. He didn't pay dividends this year. I got to admit that. He
regressed from last year. And
yeah,
I feel like
if you want to call it regression, though, Kobe, you start getting double and triple team and you're not getting any pressure from the other side to offset that, then that does kind of mess things up. But without Big Billingsley in the middle, who's going to demand a double team himself when it comes to coming up that middle, you're not going to be able to free up Montez Sweat too often, bro. So I wouldn't say it was a regression. They just down year, maybe.
Even with Billings, like at times, like we were giving up too much yardage. Like we're even to the Carolina Panthers, to the Colts, we're giving up too much yardage. I mean, we gotta fix that up. We gotta clean that up. That's just me. I don't know. I know you don't want to do that, but me personally,
I'm not against doing it, Cole. I just don't think it's the most pressing thing that we need. And everybody keeps on barking about the Bears defense. Bears defense can play. We just showed you we can do that when we went up in Green Bay. But the first 3 games against the division, we lost those games by a combined total of 7 points. We barely lost to the Washington Commanders, who's a playoff team. We have fought tooth and nail, and this defense stands on his head night in and night out when they're motivated and when they get demoralized because of coaching changes and all of that. This defense plays, bro. This defense plays. We got a lot of great players on this defense, and so I'm not against us get some more help. We just don't need to pay up high to get anybody at the D tackle position. That's not going to take us to a Super Bowl. Getting the D tackle that stops the run. That's not going to get us to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we got to score points. I definitely do think, the focus, like the first pick, it has to be like a left tackle. It has to be a left tackle for real. The first pick.
Or center. It depends on who's coming out. I'll take a center.
The first round pick? I don't know about a center on the first round.
Man,
maybe third.
You're talking to a guy who was trying to get Jackson Powers Johnson in this past draft, bro. You need a center because Coleman Shelton is not it for the Bears.
Oh, heck no. But I don't know.
Get murdered in the middle of the field, bro.
I don't know if there's – I don't know. Maybe I got to do my research. But in this draft, I haven't seen a center. Maybe if I'm wrong, so far that's like kind of been like that it guy, that blue chip center. Maybe if I'm wrong, maybe if you know somebody for this draft who's like kind of like a blue chip center. But based on from what I know a couple offensive tackles who are pretty solid that could be in the first round. I know there's Kelvin Banks from Texas. There's Will Campbell from LSU. There's certain ones that's pretty good, pretty solid at the left tackle position. That's just me. Now I got to probably do a little bit more research. I got to probably look at, do some scouting in the college, but I don't know. I
haven't ingratiated myself with all of the players that's coming out of college. In terms of offensive line. Because I'm not going to lie to you, I really don't care where they start at. If you don't want to start at center, put a left tackle. Give me a left tackle. I don't care. As long as it's O-line, we need to address everything. We
For
need
real.
depth behind Tevin Jenkins if we're going to keep him. We need an offensive lineman to be the snapper of the ball. We need a center. We need a right guard. We need a left guard. We need some pieces, man. We need some depth on this O-line. So if somebody goes down, we can plug and play and keep it moving. We need to go over there and steal a couple of players from
Kansas City.
From Detroit, bro. I think
Detroit too. Yeah.
If Ben Johnson comes over, I hope he brings a couple of his people with him, bro. That's all I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
Going over here with a couple of them, man. But in terms of our defensive prowess, I don't think the Bears are bad on defense, bro. I don't think we're starving like that. You know, we give up yards on the ground, but you know, in this league, you're gonna give up something everywhere, bro. Nobody's that outstanding that they're gonna lock up everything defensively anymore, bro. It's a passer's game, it's an offensive game. The rules are in favor of offensive players, bro.
I agree. That makes sense. I was gonna also ask you about the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jacksonville Jaguars, they were also interested in Ben Johnson.
Everybody we're interested in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And you know, Ben Johnson was talking about how he also wants to pick his GM to whatever team. But the Jacksonville Jaguars, they ended up firing Doug Peterson, but they kept their GM Trent Bulk. And Trent Bulk is notoriously known for not being a too great of a GM. You know, he went through like three or four like head coaches throughout his tenure. And some Bears fans are saying like, oh, like the Bears, they got Ben Johnson in the driver's seat. I'm not gonna put too much, thought into it, but I wanted to get your thoughts on that.
I mean, the Bears and the Jaguars are I believe the most appealing two teams that are out here for a head coach to want to come to. I think, and I was just sharing this with my homies, I think that the Bears are the more sexy pick. We are the more attractive pick to the coaches that's out there. This is why everybody's starting to come out the woodworks and are showing interest in the Bears. Like I said, Coach, we're just an offensive line away from being a playoff caliber contending team, bro. We're just offensive line away from being ready to go. We're coaching staff away from being ready to do this, bro. So for a head coach who wants to get, to the Quan, if you will, of the NFL, who wants to get the glory, who wants to get, get the throne seat, wants to watch the throne and sit on the throne and be the king of the North and all that, the king of the hill. Well, the Bears are a team that look like if you tweak a few things and you add a few pieces, you can take this team on a Super Bowl run at some point, bro. This team is built like that. It looks like that, and that's gonna bring the likes of a Pete Carroll out of the abyss, out of darkness. Yeah, that's gonna bring the likes of Chucky, aka John Gruden. That's gonna bring him back up from the dead, raising up. I'm like, whoa, Bears. That looks interesting. That's gonna bring the likes of all these guys coming back up out the woodworks. Hey, Coach, I even put the name Lovie Smith out there. Hell, if the Bears want to re-interview him again, they can. I'm not mad.
Some people are saying bring Mike Ditka. I'm like, come on, he's too old.
The thing Mike can do is ride around on his golf cart now and yell at people from the golf cart.
Right.
Mike done. It's over, bro. It's over.
All I just don't want to do, I'm like, please, for the love of God, don't hire Arthur Smith or Mike Kafka. That's all I don't.
Yeah, I just think they're just entertaining all offers, bro. They're entertaining all offers just to see what's out there and what could be appealing, just in case something else catches their eye from what they're thinking. I don't see nothing wrong with that. I still think you got to wait this out and see what's going to happen with the San Francisco 49ers and Kyle Shanahan. Yeah, wait this out and see what's going to happen with Zach Taylor and the Cincinnati Bengals, bro. I think you still got to wait it out for those purposes, bro. The Cincinnati Bengals just fired their defensive coordinator today. So
they did?
Yeah. So I don't know if that bodes well for the Bears' opportunity or having a chance, I should say, opportunity to get to talk to Zach Taylor, because that generally means that they're going to keep the coach when they're firing the defensive coordinator and they're just trying to show up where the weaknesses are. But that's not out the woods. That's not a foregone conclusion, you know. So
yeah, their defense was horrible. They're giving up a lot of points.
yeah. So I personally, I'm not against the Bears talking to everybody. I'm pretty sure they got a short list, maybe the 3 to 5 people, 5 maybe too many, or maybe 3 people that they definitely want to take a serious look at. They requested a talk with Mike McCarthy today. And so,
Yes, they did.
I think that's a good look. Mike McCarthy is an offensive-minded coach, you all, just so
Yes,
you
he
all
is.
know. And before you all write him off because he's not the brand new fat and sassy
He
fancy
developed
boy out here.
Aaron Rodgers.
That dude is a perennial playoff coach. That team in Dallas, he has him, except for this year, he had that team almost every single year, 12 wins and in a playoff. 12 wins in a playoff. That team puts up gaudy numbers on offense with CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott when they're healthy. That team is no punk over there, bro. So if Mike McCarthy becomes available, the Bears are they do well served to interview that man. They do be well served to interview him. But I know everybody's looking at the shiny new toys and Ben Johnson, and then everybody's looking at the relationship that Cliff Kingsbury has with Caleb Williams. He's considered a quarterback whisperer of sorts, and he has coached. In terms of my metrics, he has been a head coach in this league before with the Arizona Cardinals, and he has taken that team to the playoffs before. Now, they didn't do nothing once they got there, but he's been there, and I want a coach who's offensive minded with some success and playoff experience, So that's why Pete Carroll makes sense to me. I don't have a problem with Pete Carroll. I would love my number one from day one. A1 on my list is Kyle Shanahan. I would love it if he left San Francisco and decided
I would love it.
come this way. I would love to have that guy over here. But that being said, we're not gonna count our chickens before they hatch. And so, we just gonna keep it where it is right now. But for my money, until Kyle Shanahan becomes available, not gonna lie to you, man, I love Pete Carroll. And and I was told that Pete Carroll is not a offensive-minded coach. He was a defensive coordinator or something before. I don't know how true that is. I just know that Pete Carroll has done this at the highest level. He has great success at the highest level, and he kept the Seattle Seahawks in the playoffs, perennial playoff team for the majority of his coaching career over there. Took that team to not one but 2 Super Bowls, and only won one. Lost one to Tom Brady, beat Peyton Manning and the other. So you're talking about a coach who knows how to get it done. So, I'm not mad at that. But, it's going to be interesting, Coach. It's going to be interesting. It's a lot of options out here, bro. It's a lot of options out here. Anybody, any surprise name you think the Bears should take a look at, a solid look at?
That one OC from Baltimore, Ty Moinkin, they also requested for him. That's a little bit of a surprise to me. I get that, Todd Moinkin, he's helped Lamar Jackson in terms of his passing, like kind of shore up his little bit of his passing. This is his career high in passing numbers. He threw for over 4,000 yards, 39 touchdowns. It's a career high for him. Yeah. And so he
don't have no problem passing, bro. That's not
he's definitely gonna really help Caleb. He's really gonna help him air the ball out, And so Todd Moinkin, like he's an interesting one. Another one was that OC from Arizona. Let me see.
OC from Arizona?
Yeah, it's what's his name? Drew Petzing, the assistant. He's also worked with Warren too. Kevin Warren for 6 years in Minnesota.
What's good, Ron? I see you out there, brother. Better out.
Has considerably improved Arizona's offense for the past 2 years, especially on the ground. Yeah, he's definitely developed their run game. Of course, when we faced them, they ran for over 213 yards against us. They literally ran us out the field, ran us all over. And so, but the thing about it is like you had Marvin Harrison Jr. and you really didn't utilize him that way. I'm like, that's the thing I'm thinking about concerned about. That's the thing I'm a little bit concerned about. So, but other than that, this whole list, Anthony Weaver is a little bit of surprise too. They also requested for him to be for the head coaching position. He was a defensive coordinator with the Miami Dolphins. He's definitely improved Miami's Dolphins. They were a top 10 unit this past year. But me personally, I want at least an offensive coordinator. Me personally, I would want an offensive coordinator with some type of experience who could work with Caleb Williams. Now, don't get me wrong. I would want, Pete Carroll or all these guys with experience, hell, but me personally, I would want a head coach to work with Caleb Williams because I don't want a head coach. I mean, I get it. You might have some good offensive coordinators, but I don't want him to just go through this revolving door of just, because even though the offensive coordinator, even though we may have a successful year, the only thing is that the only problem is that they, even though they will have a good year, they will become a head coach for another team, or they might leave with this team, or it's all different factors that goes into it.
Well, I mean, Kobe, let me just say this, bro. Let's not read too much into the fact that offensive coordinators are constantly changing in Chicago. Yeah. There are quarterbacks that's been in this league that are uberly successful, and they had a different offensive coordinator almost every single year they was here. One that comes to mind immediately, Big Ben Roethlisberger over there in Pittsburgh. Every year that guy had a new offensive coordinator. Why? Because the offenses that he would run, he was so good and so productive in them until it would make the coordinators' names highly touted for head coaching jobs, head coaching gigs the next year. So they were moving on. They were getting jobs, So that happens, you're not thrilled that it's happening like that. But if it happens because of success, you can't be mad at that. But that being said, quarterbacks deal with that all the time, bro. They always got different. Look over there in Seattle. Seattle fired Shane Waldron. They ain't gonna say they fired him. The Bears went and hired him from them to be our offensive coordinator, and then they turned around and they hired another guy, and they just fired him today. The Seattle Seahawks, they just fired their offensive coordinator. So this is 3 and 2 years. It's gonna be 3 and 2 years for Geno Smith. Right, for Geno Smith. So but that being said,
maybe it's my PTSD from what Jay Cutler went through, because Jay Cutler, he went through like 11 different offensive coordinators.
Right, man, but that speaks more to my point.
Yeah.
It goes down, bro, and it goes down quite often, bro. But I don't want to read too much into that, because here's one thing I do know about Caleb Williams. That dude is brilliantly smart.
He's smart,
brilliantly smart. Caleb Williams has no problem grasping no level of nobody's game plan offensively and executing it.
And he does his research. He said that he was looking into that game against Detroit, and he was talking about like the different types of details that Ben Johnson included in his offense, like that one critical play with Jahmyr Gibbs, that 4th and 2. When Jahmyr Gibbs kind of got opened on
he faked the block and slipped the tackle.
Get open. He faked Van Ginkel and was able to get open for that critical down.
Yeah.
And that set up that touchdown. Run.
Yeah, that's awesome. The Bears, we definitely need somebody who can come in here and light a fire in this offensive game plan, bro. So Ben Johnson coming is not a bad look. Cliff Kingsbury coming is not a bad look. I would even hazard the name Liam Cohen from over there with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's a good one. You got the Buccaneers cooking over there. Baker Mayfield's on fire. Nobody can stop or guard Mike Evans these days. How about
1,000 straight season with 1,000 yards? Congrats to him.
Crazy, bro.
11 straight seasons.
That ties Jerry Rice, the GOAT.
Right.
Wide receiver.
That's crazy.
Said it, all you Randy Moss fans. I don't care. Jerry Rice is the GOAT. So I'm not mad at Liam Cohen, trying to see what he can get going in an offensive game plan. About time we graded that cheese. That's right, Optimus. Bear down, baby. Bear down, baby. Ho, ho, ho. Kiss my mistletoe. Is all right.
He's kissing them Green Bay Packers were kissing Cairo Santos too.
Oh yeah. I love we try to do the Lambeau leap and all the Packers fans pushed us out the stands. I love it.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, let's go. Lambeau leap time. They were like, oh no, the hell y'all won't.
Y'all deserve it from all those years of what Aaron Rodgers put us through, man. Shoot.
Oh yeah. So yeah, Liam Cohen, he's a great name. I think I want the Bears to give some serious consideration to Joe Brady too, bro. I don't know much about Joe Brady, but bro, if he is half the man that his offensive game plan is showing over there with Josh Allen with a bunch of no-name receivers, I want to look see at that dude, bro. I want to see what he's capable of, because he doesn't have like Ben Johnson. No knock to Ben Johnson, and no sweat off his brow. But he doesn't have a Amon-Ra St. Brown. He doesn't have Jameson Williamson. He doesn't have Sonic and Knuckles coming out of the backfield with David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. He doesn't have a Sam Laporta coming out there, bro.
Jameson Williams.
That dude has two tight ends with worthy names, and Dalton Kincaid and Dawson Knox. And he just got Amari Cooper, who's really been a no-show for the most part since he's been over there. And that's it. James Cook.
The ghost of Amari Cooper.
Exactly. All the rest of that is scheme and design that's making all of that happen. And Josh Allen being outstanding too. That doesn't hurt. But the scheme and design that's getting those players open so Josh Allen can, fling that ball down the field and do what he's doing. And he's been phenomenal as offensive coordinator over there. And I want the Bears to give him a serious look-see just to see if we're going to go the young upstart offensive coordinator way. Me personally, I want us to do the seasoned veteran coaches over there. This is what I'm looking for. Did you hear that Rex Ryan is interviewing for the New York Jets job again?
The Jets are just desperate at this point, bro. The Jets are just desperate.
Well, like I explained to Real Street Sports Talk earlier today, the reason that you see teams like the Jets reaching back to former coaches like Rex Ryan is because the last time that the Jets organization, that team was relevant and playoff bound, he was the head coach. So he was, the captain of the ship, so to speak. He had the engine running over there, bro. And they went to the AFC Championship game in back-to-back years with him over there with Mark Sanchez, of all people, at quarterback. Butt fumble Mark Sanchez. Yeah, that guy.
That guy,
yeah. So when teams don't know what to do, and the Jets are in a very similar situation like the Chicago Bears are, they don't know what to do. They got all the talent in the world on the team, but they don't know what to do to get it right. You reach back to people who've gotten it right before in your organization, and you get their take. Like, I'm not mad at the Bears going to interview Lovie Smith. That the last time we were successful, 9+ years ago or so, and I'm excluding the Matt Nagy successful years. I don't really count them. Caught the league off guard the first year, and Mr. Trubisky saved his career the next year. Whatever. But
and we lost to the freaking Saints.
Yeah. So I just feel like if we're going to do this and we're going to figure it out, we need to talk to people who have some levels of success in this. Lovie Smith has had success at these levels. He took the Bears to 2 NFC Championship games and 1 Super Bowl, and he was here had a tenure of 9 years. Been a minute since we had a coach here for 9 years, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been that long, yeah.
Exactly. So, you gotta, if you don't know what to do, you go back to those who have done it before and try to find out what it is they do to make it happen, bro. That's all I'm saying, bro. That's all I'm saying. So, yeah. Rex Ryan getting that interview, that doesn't surprise me. And he believes, with his big mouth self, he can't shut up and hold water. He believes he's the shoe-in for that job. He believes nobody else is going to get it but him. Why? Because nobody's more qualified for it than him. Duh. Exactly. How do you know that? The internet told me. They can't put anything on the internet that's not true. Okay.
All right, man. So shifting to the playoffs.
Enlarge, please.
Playoffs?
Yes, enlarge, please. Enlarge.
I'm going to enlarge it. So this is the playoff pick'ems. Now that we've concluded the regular season.
Make it a little bigger, please, sir.
we're doing our playoff picks, man. It's the playoff picks. And we're going to be going over each team like how we do it, with the regular season. We're going to be going over each one. We're going to be going over the line. If it's going to be going over or it's going to be going under, depending on which team we pick, just like what we do in the regular season. But our first matchup is going to be on Saturday.
Could you make it a little hard to COVID? Yeah, just too little for me, bro. It's way too little. Right there. That's perfect. That's perfect.
All right. So our first matchup, of course, is going to be LA Chargers versus the Houston Texans.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be at NRG Stadium in Houston, Texans. The Chargers are favored by 3 points. Chuck, I'm going to let you go. Saturday, 1:30.
Wow.
Yeah.
This guy? Okay. Who's my pick in this game at NRG Stadium? The Houston Texans and DeMeco Ryan have done an outstanding job of proving that this team is not a fluke. That they built this team well last year, and this team made a playoff run last year. They even won a playoff game once they got there. I believe they beat the Cleveland Browns, if I'm not mistaken, in a playoff game. Houston is built for greatness overall, but this team has not been great this year, and that's a direct result of the QB play of C.J. Stroud. He's in a sophomore slump, and that happens. But giving all the credit in the world to DeMeco Ryan, it's been a brilliant and fantastic coaching job that he's done to still have this team with double-digit wins and winning a division and in the playoffs, seeing that his QB is stinking up the joint. That being said, I don't think DeMeco Ryan has he's got the talent on the field to beat the LA Chargers, but I don't think he's going to outwit the likes of a Jim Harbaugh when it comes to coaching. Jim Harbaugh followed a similar suit to what the Buffalo Bills did this offseason. He came over to the LA Chargers and he got rid of all the big names, kicked everybody out. By Austin Eckler, by Keenan Allen, by Mike Williams, by whoever else thought they was somebody. Get out. He kicked everybody out. He
short up the offensive line.
He short up the offensive line by adding Joe Alt, a guy we could have got, by the way.
I know.
Tier. But anywho, he added him, and he developed a ground and pound style of offense with J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards from over there from the Ravens, the off-injured players from the Ravens. He brought those two guys over there. He made them a two-headed monster in the backfield. He shored up the defense, kept Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa, kept both of those guys on the team so that they were outstanding on lockdowns, locking down on the edges with the pass rushing. And now this team is rolling. This team is hot. They're in the playoffs, and they still got a QB with an elite arm talent and a great sense of awareness in Justin Herbert on his field. So long story short, even though I do like the makeup of Houston and what the job that DeMeco Ryan has done, I think the buck stops here, bro. I'm going to agree with Vegas. I'm going to take the Chargers. I think they win by 3. I want to say 4, but I'm going to stay safe. I think they cover that 3. They win by that 3 against Houston in Houston. I just think close games benefit the LA Chargers over the Houston Texans.
I agree wholeheartedly. I think DeMeco Ryan has done a great job, with this team, keeping this team in control, even though C.J. Stroud has been going through a sophomore slump, and also with the injury of Tank Dell. They've been going through a series of injuries, them losing Tank Dell, and then with Nico Collins going through his series of injuries. And but I mean, at the same time, I mean, the Chargers, Jim Harbaugh, he has experience with this, and especially going deep into the playoffs. And I think he's going to have Justin Herbert and this team ready. And I think he's going to go into this game with the game plan on how to attack this Houston Texans team, especially with the ground and pound. He's definitely going to take a lot of time off. And I think this is not going to be like a high type of scoring game. I think it's going to be close, like a 23-20 type of game, 20-17. Because he has a really great defense, and like everybody plays very sound and a disciplined style of football. And so I think the Chargers are going to be a little bit way more ready than Houston. I think Houston has I don't think they're just ready yet. Maybe next year, I would say, but not right now against with this John Harbaugh led team. So I'd say give me the Chargers to win 23-20.
Only thing I will say about that, Cole, and I do agree with you, but the only thing I will say about that is Houston proved themselves to be battle tested last year. They went in the playoffs against the Cleveland Browns, who supposedly were a team that was experienced and had been there before, and they beat them, bro. They beat them, and I'm not gonna say dominated the game, but they outmuscled them. They outmuscled a very powerful Cleveland Browns team from last year in the playoffs. So, and on the flip side of that, the Chargers, I know the success level of Jim Harbaugh as the head coach, but the Chargers themselves have never really been that great in the playoffs themselves, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about the Chargers team that just went into Jacksonville a few years ago in the first round of the playoffs, dominated the first half of that game, was up like 20 plus points, and found a way to lose it, bro. Found a way to get that game away in the second half and allow Trevor Lawrence and that offense, the Jaguars team, to.
I think that was 2 years ago, because last year they didn't make the playoffs.
Right. So, so I trust. I have all the trust in the world in the arm talent, skill set, toughness, and mentality of Justin Herbert. My concern is about the rest of the team, bro. Offensively. Will we have a Quentin Johnson drop fest like he tends to have with those long arms and lanky legs? Will Joshua Palmer be able to stay healthy and stay on the field? Will Will Disley ever get more than one target a game? These are questions you got to ask yourself when you're playing the Chargers. Will Justin Herbert get enough opportunities to win the game on the strength of his arm? Because Jim Harbaugh, he loves the ground and pound. What happens when you run up on a defense that can take that away from you? Danielle Hunter and those guys, they're coming over there in Houston, bro. They're going to play. And they're going to play hard, bro. And they're going to try to shut it down.
It's going to be a close game. Definitely.
If it falls to the arm of Justin Herbert, do you trust Justin Herbert to get it done? Me personally, I trust that he can get it done. I have no doubt in my mind that he can get it done. Will the weapons around him allow him to get it done?
That's the question. Yeah. Next game, we got the Baltimore Ravens versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Baltimore Ravens are favored by 10.
Mm-hmm.
I think Baltimore Ravens are going to win this game, obviously, in my opinion. I don't have them winning by 10. I'll probably have them by like maybe 7 points, 8 points. But because I still think the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to keep it close. They're going to keep it a little bit close. And plus, this is a divisional matchup. So, they always play each other hard. But at the same time, I don't trust Arthur Smith and his play calling, especially with the way he's, been utilizing, Russell Wilson and his skill set, and him trying to scheme his players, specifically how he's utilizing Najee Harris and George Pickens. I don't know the whole deal with that, but Lamar Jackson, the way he's been playing so far this season, I think Todd Moykin has done a great job, with Lamar Jackson, especially with the two-headed monster between Jackson and Derrick Henry. I think just Baltimore overall is just a better team. I think they're stronger, and they're going to come in a little bit more hungry from last year with the way they lost to the Kansas City Chiefs. Specifically the way they lost to the Kansas City Chiefs, they're going to come in more hungry, and they're going to come in more fiery for this game. So I'd say give me the Baltimore Ravens to win by 6 or 7. I won't have them at the 10 though, but yeah, okay. I'll have Baltimore winning like 28-21.
The Pittsburgh Steelers are a tale of two seasons, bro. I look at how they started the year off. 4-2 with Justin Fields. Then they went over to Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson took off. I think he was like 5-1 in his first 6 games or something, or 5-0 or 4-0 or something like that. And then all of a sudden, he's lost his last 4 games in a row. To me, the coaching prowess of Arthur Smith is being exposed, or the lack thereof is being exposed, because you're talking about 2 lethal style weapons of quarterback play for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and Russell Wilson and also Justin Fields. And you can't seem to get offensive firepower going with either of them at this point. I think his offensive style is very generic, and it's pretty predictable. It's too well predictable. And I think teams like the Baltimore Ravens, they're picking up on that.
They're going to expose it.
Exactly. I believe the Pittsburgh Steelers defense is going to keep them hanging around in this game. But ultimately, I think the Baltimore Ravens embarrassed them, bro. I got Baltimore winning this game by about 16 points, bro. Not going to tell you no lie, bro. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers defense is going to give it their all, but they're going to be overmatched, bro. Going to be overmatched.
Like the second half, they're going to be gassed. They're going to be gassed second half.
Well, I mean, simply because there's just not going to be enough firepower on the other end for them. Pittsburgh has one of the most formidable defenses in the NFL, bro. There's not a greater defense that I would want to run.
They're like the Chicago Bears, man.
Right, there's not a greater defense that I would want to run up against a playoff team with in the playoffs, other than the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. That being said, the offense must provide them something. I think the offensive setup, the game plan, Arthur Smith is abysmal. I think he's a overrated option as a offensive coordinator, let alone a head coach. I also believe that the play calling is way too generic, and I believe they have a lot of overrated style players on that team, bro. I really do, bro. I love George Pickens, but George Pickens may be the only true weapon that they got on that team, bro. You got Najee Harris, whom everybody loves and everybody praises and everybody thinks is great because he gets 1,000 yards in the season. Well, I hate to break the news to y'all, but 1,000 yards is a walk in the park today for a running back in the NFL. Almost everybody does that. Almost every single running back does that. That is a feature back, you know. But, you know, he's a mutter. He gives you 2 and 3 yards on every run. You know, he's not getting in the end zone a lot. You know, just a lot of things that, bro, that make him overrated to me. I think Jaylen Warren is a nice fill-in behind him, but he's a scat back. So, you know, if you hit him one time too many, or if you get one good squared up lick on him, he's going down. Where's the rest of your receiving core after George Pickens? Your number 2 receiver is Pat Fairmouth, your tight end. I mean, you know, he's a great tight end. I like Pat Fairmouth. I think he's a great tight end. But come on, bro, if that's your number 2 receiver, you don't really have a receiving game. You know, your number 1 receiver is George Pickens. Your number 2 is Pat Fairmouth. And then you went and got Mike Williams in a trade with the Jets. And for what? You don't even use the man. Throw the ball to him occasionally. You might find out that Mike Williams could actually play. He's a deep threat. You don't use him, though, you know. So now everything is on the shoulders of Russell Wilson, and Russell Wilson is a shell of him for himself. He's an old guy now. He doesn't move around like he used to. He doesn't break it open like he used to. Still got the deep ball, still got the cannon up an arm, but Russ can't keep a play alive like he used to, bro. You know, and he's not really getting much help, I think, from that offense. So, you know, give me the Ravens like 34-17. I'm taking the Ravens 34.
All right, next game we got Sunday. Our Sunday matchup got 3 games for Sunday.
Oh yeah, good matchup. Good matchups.
We got the Buffalo Bills versus Denver. Buffalo is favored by 8.5 points. This is going to be in New York. Who do you have winning this game?
I think that number is way too big. The Denver Broncos are a formidable foe. Let me repeat myself, people. The Denver Broncos are a formidable foe. They're going to play against a tough, hard-nosed, electrifying Josh Allen and this Buffalo Bills team, this Buffalo Bills offense. But Denver has a very staunch, very stingy, very opportunistic defense. So if given the opportunity, they will make plays. They will come up with them and be big time. Bo Nix has been playing outstanding. This guy I know it was the JV League version of the Kansas City Chiefs yesterday, but Bo Nix was on fire, bro. He's on fire. I think he had 2 incompletions for the entire game, man.
He had like 4 touchdowns or something.
Yeah, 4 touchdown passes. That's ridiculous, bro. And this guy, he's got Sean Payton is definitely the QB whisperer. He's taking his rookie and locked him in, and got this guy on fire right now, and he's clowning out here, bro. Clowning out here. But that being said, you got to have more than just Cortland Sutton as your number 1 receiving option going up against this Buffalo Bills team, bro. Because Buffalo is going to keep coming. They're going to keep putting up numbers. And if you can't continue to put up those numbers with them, you're going to come up short. That being said, I got the Denver Broncos hanging in this game. It's going to be a nice fight. Give me the Buffalo Bills 31, Denver 26.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a close game. I mean, Denver's defense is pretty good. And, I mean, Sean Payton, he's done a great job with unlocking Bo Nix's skill set. Learning like a high up-tempo type of offense. And, I definitely agree. I don't agree too much with the line. I do think this is going to be a close game. I mean, like I said, Buffalo, I think they're going to be running some schemes that's going to kind of trick the Denver Broncos. I mean, eventually, Denver's offense will not be able to keep up with Buffalo Bills offense. And, of course, Buffalo, this is going to be at home. So this is going to be a big advantage to Buffalo. So I'm going to give the edge definitely to Buffalo. And I'm going to say it's going to be like a 28-24 type of game. So to give me Buffalo.
Cool.
Next game, we got the Philadelphia Eagles versus those stinking Green Bay Packers. And this is going to be in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Philly is favored by 4 points. So for this game, I'm going to have the line over. I have it being a 10-point loss for the Green Bay Packers. Me personally, because Jordan Love against the Bears, the way he played with his arm, I don't know with his arm. They're saying something with his arm. I don't know if it's going to be fully healed or whatever.
I think it was just a stinger. I don't think it was too serious. They just got very cautious after it happened.
Yeah. And plus, with their weapons, I think Philly and their secondary, I think they're going to expose their weapons. I think Philly's a freaking underrated part about Philly's team is their secondary. People underrate their secondary. I think their secondary is one of their strongest suits on their team. I mean, with Cooper DeJean, Darius Slay, those types of guys. I think they're going to lock up like Green Bay's wide receivers, especially with the loss of Christian Watson. I think that's going to be big because he was a kind of like a deep threat for the Green Bay Packers. And like I said, who's going to stop Saquon Barkley? I mean, Saquon Barkley.
Here's a question, T.O.
Saquon Barkley. Who's going to stop Saquon Barkley? That's the big question. So I'm going to have Philly winning this game. I think it's going to be like 34-24 type of game. I think Green Bay will score, but at the end of the day, I don't think they're going to keep up with the Philadelphia Eagles at the end of the day. Philadelphia is just too strong right now.
Put Ron score on the screen. Put Ron score on the screen. That's my final score. Let's go, Ron. Let's go. 48
belt to ass.
Eagles. Fly, eagle, fly. Up to the sky. Great job, Ron. That was some great analyzation. Eagles 48, the FGBs 7. These bums out here, they barely got that.
One and done.
Yeah, definitely. I got the Green Bay Packers one and done this year. I do believe this is going to be a high-scoring game. Now, let's keep in mind, people, before we just completely write the Green Bay Packers off, Green Bay Packers and the Philadelphia Eagles played game 1 of this season against each other in Brazil, if you recall. That was an OK Corral shootout, bro. Jaden Reed went off for like 133 yards and 2 TDs or something like that. And Saquon Barkley just ran stupid all over the field for about 279 yards and 17 touchdowns or something. It was something crazy that was going on there. But I think I don't believe Christian Watson was available for that game, bro. So I think we've seen this iteration of the Packers run up on them without Christian Watson. That being said, I do think it's going to be a lot of scoring in this game. I think the first team to eclipse the 30-point window is going to win this game, and then thereby I got the Eagles eclipsing that 30-point window. I think the Packers are going to keep it close. They're going to fight hard, but I think that 4 may be right on the mark. I want to say 31-27, or maybe something like 33-29 in favor of the Philadelphia Eagles. I do got the Packers coming home early, and Real Street Sports Talk got a seat right over here. Sitting right back. Come on back. We waiting on you right here. We'll get us some popcorn, and we're going to watch the rest of the playoffs after you take this L, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Next game, we got the Washington Commanders versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at Raymond James Stadium. Tampa Bay's favored by 50.5 points. I think with this game, I think the Tampa Bay.
You said Tampa Bay's favored by how many points, brother?
3 points.
You said 50.5.
Oh, I'm sorry. The over under.
Whoa, you said 50.5. I'm like, whoa, I had to stop this, brother. Wait a minute.
Oh, man.
Kool-Aid, check that cup. What's in there? Oh, this thing on.
I had a brain fog. I'm sorry, man.
Ooh, that's okay, brother. That's okay. That was funny. I like that.
Favored by 50 points.
50.5. Lord, what you showing up for?
If anybody's favored by 50, it's freaking Baltimore over.
If anybody's favored by 50, the other team might as well stay home. Don't show up. What you coming?
Don't show up.
Yeah, that's ridiculous, bro.
Just forfeit. But Tampa Bay is favored by 3 points. This is going to be in Tampa Bay, Florida. Washington, this is their first time being in the playoffs since 2020, and their first their first 10-win game since 1991. First time winning 10-plus games since 1991.
Wow.
But yeah, that long. But this game, Tampa Bay, of course, this is their third straight year of winning their NFC South. And of course, this is going to be in Tampa Bay. I think this game is definitely going to be a good game. I think this is going to be my shootout of the game. This is going to be a high-scoring game. I feel like you got two good teams. Two good coordinators, Liam Cohen and this offense. I think Baker Mayfield is definitely going to have a pretty good game scoring, especially with this offense. And Cliff Kingsbury, with the way he has unlocked Jaden Daniels and his skill set, especially with that run game, and then him having Scary Terry. Scary Terry's having a Pro Bowl season. I think this is definitely going to be a battle in this playoffs. It's going to be like a playoff like matchup this game, I feel like. But me personally, I think I'm going to give the edge to Tampa Bay due to the fact, of course they got experience. Baker Mayfield, he's got that type of experience in the playoffs already. I think he's already battle tested right now. And I think it's just going to come down to a field goal. I think my score is going to be like 34-31. It's going to come all the way down to that in favor of Tampa Bay, because I think Tampa Bay, they're more ready for this. But I think this is going to be a good experience, specifically for the rookie, Jaden Daniels. He's definitely going to learn from this. And I think he's definitely going to grow from this experience. But I'm going to have Tampa Bay win this game, 34-31.
Yeah, you stole my thunder with that score, because that was going to be my score. But I had two scores in mind. I said, if he say 34-31, I'm going to go the other way. I'm definitely with you. I can see this being a high-powered, high-scoring, electrifying offensive game, bro. Because I'm really hard pressed to see whose defense is going to stop whom. Jaden Daniels is so electric. This dude is outstanding, bro. He's outstanding, that so much so that I just don't see the rookie pains of learning how to play in the playoffs going to be posing a problem for him against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But that being said, I think Tampa Bay is going to outshoot them. And since you stole my thunder with the 34-31, because I think Vegas has been spot on so far with most of these numbers, I'm going to say Tampa Bay 38, Washington 34. But I'm going to err on the side.
I'll take you one, I'll raise you one.
I'm going to err on the side of caution and say that could swing the other way too. That margin is so close. I can see 38-34 in favor of.
Yeah, it's 50-50. It's close, yeah.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, 30. I can see it the other way too. But for now, I'm going to lean on the hand of experience. I'm going to lean on the hand of experience, and I'm going to go with Tampa Bay 38-34.
Because this is definitely a pick'em game. It's going to be two good teams. So
yeah, because what is the true answer for containing Jaden Daniels? Jaden Daniels is a problem, bro. Mm-hmm. That dude's a problem. And I don't care what you think about him.
And he got Austin Eckler and Brian. What's his name? Brian something.
Who you talking about?
The other running back, Brian.
He got Brian Robinson Jr.
Yeah, Brian Robinson Jr. Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, you got the little Rodriguez kid too, man. That dude can run too, bro.
Yeah, he can run. So you got running some pretty solid running backs there too.
Yeah, Zacchaeus, the other receiver. Let's not forget him. Zach Ertz, the tight
end. Zach Ertz, yeah.
Yeah, bro. Jamison Crowder. I don't know why he keeps showing up in Washington, but some kind of way keeps making his way back there. I guess that's his home now. But Jamison Crowder keeps finding his way back to Washington even after he leaves.
Right.
But yeah, that team is very dangerous. You know what, Coach?
Mm-hmm.
Bumpy. I'm going to jump off.
Go ahead. Say it. Big upset.
Now, man. Yeah, I'm going to swing the
Washington.
Give me the Washington Commanders 38, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 34. I'm jumping off the ledge, bro. And then I'm going to backtrack a little bit.
Drinking that Jaden Daniels Kool-Aid.
I'm going back to the Green Bay Philly game. I had that game close, bro. I don't even think it's going to be close now. Give me the Philadelphia Eagles 33, Green Bay Packers 21, bro. I'm jumping off the ledge. Let's go, bro. Let's go. Ron, that's Ron's fault. Ron did that to me. Let's go.
Shame on you, Ron. Shame on you. You did that. All right. The last game for the week, we got the Minnesota Vikings versus the LA Rams.
Yes, sir.
The Minnesota Vikings, they're coming off of that loss. It was a good matchup, bro. Well, not up until the fourth quarter. It was pretty good. But they ended up getting trounced by the Detroit Lions and the Rams.
You said that was a good matchup, brother?
Yeah, up until the fourth quarter.
It must have been something in your eye, bro.
Up until the fourth quarter.
No, bro, it was not good, bro. It was something in your eye, bro. Check the retina. Check the retina, brother. The black pupil. Check the pupil. Because, brother, that was not a good. What you saw was two defenses that was getting after it. They were outstanding. Detroit with the bend but don't break defense, holding them to 3 field goals. And you saw the the Grenard dude that they got over there with Minnesota just wrecking shop. This dude was trying to kill people. Him and Van Ginkel. Van Ginkel almost killed Jahmyr Gibbs. I thought I was going to have to send a police to Detroit. Yeah, to get the number that runaway truck that hit him, bro. But no, there was an offensive fest between those two quarterbacks. Sam Darnold and Jared Goff looked every bit of the lethargic, clumsy, fumbling, bumbling, stumbling QBs that we've come to know them to be before this outstanding year by both of them. And they struggled. The difference in that game was Ben Johnson and Dan Campbell versus Kevin O'Connell's attack, bro. They just knew what to do and who to do it with, so they stopped all that stuff. We're trying to win it on the arm of Jared Goff, and they put it in the hands of Jahmyr Gibbs, and my golly, did he go wild, bro. That dude ran wild.
That dude is scary fast. I mean,
as soon as he hits a crack.
So fast, bro.
When
he had a top like 22 miles per hour, bro. He had a top, like.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if they got tops out at 23 and a half, almost 24 miles an hour. If
that guy is quick, man. He's so fast. And he has good vision. He knows where to go.
Yeah, and he's strong. That dude is every
he's strong.
He's every bit of a very resilient football player, bro.
Dude, he almost reminds me of Alvin Kamara, but like a little bit on steroids.
I would liken him more to a more tougher, more durable Reggie Bush. If you recall Reggie Bush, I may be dating myself here a little bit, but Reggie Bush was an outstandingly fast, peripheral vision running back, a guy who just could see the whole field, bro. Just knew where the moves was 10 steps ahead of everybody that was trying to get after him, bro. You know, that's the way Jahmyr Gibbs. He reminds me of that kind of guy. He'd be well served. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. He'd be well served in the off season to go look up some Reggie Bush films, bro, and just see what he can take from that, bro. Because he reminds me so much of him. It's just he's a lot more physical than Reggie Bush, bro. That dude is tough as nails to be as little as
yeah, he is. He is, man. He is.
Yeah,
he is.
But that being said, let's get back on this game.
Let's get back on this. The Rams versus the Minnesota Vikings. Who do you got, Chuck?
The Swami. Wait a minute. Let me put my bad thinking cap on here. The Swami says, what does Swami see in the future? Ain't nothing else in there. Minnesota lost. Give me the Rams, the team with the experience. I'm riding experience this week to beat the upstart Minnesota Vikings. The Minnesota Vikings have had an outstanding season. Kudos to them. Going 14-3, fighting up into the bitter end for the number one seed in the NFC conference, in the NFC conference for the playoffs. That is great. Here's where the buck stops. Because now we're in the playoffs and there's no more 14-3 and 15-2, the 11-6, and none of that. Everybody's 0-0. This is where we are. And when the playing field is even, let's see where your advantages are. You're 14-3, you're going against a 10-7 Rams team, 9-7, 9-8, whatever they are. And on paper, it would look like that Minnesota should trounce this team. But as you see that line, Vegas has it at 1.5 to Minnesota. That's basically virtually people a pick'em game. And they're playing in LA in SoFi Stadium, where this iteration of the Rams team has won a Super Bowl before. Sean McVay is an outstanding coach. Matthew Stafford is an outstanding playoff quarterback. Cooper Kupp is one of the most lethal weapons that the playoffs have ever seen coming at a wide receiver. Kyron Williams is a very formidable running back with running and pass catching out the backfield. And Puka Nacua, what can we say? The dude is awesome, bro. Totally awesome. And I think with the way Brian Flores and his defense runs their defense, their defensive pressures, their defensive schemes, they're going to have a lot of problems trying to cover this team, bro. They have a lot of problems trying to cover this team. So being in SoFi, I think all they got to do is get a couple of mistakes, maybe two or few mistakes from Sam Darnold on some of his play actions and some of his poor decision making or some of his overthrows. Get a couple of turnovers, and I think they can win. I think they can win this game going away, bro. I think they can win this game going away. Now, do I got Minnesota fighting? Absolutely. But I think the final score in this game, I'm going to make it 38-31 in favor of the Rams.
I agree. I think this is going to be I think this is where the buck stops. I mean, earlier the Rams, they beat the Minnesota Vikings. And I think the way they beat them is that, they beat them using man, and then also they kind of limited them, throwing in the middle of the field. And that's kind of like what the Detroit Lions did. They did the same thing. They were playing a lot of press man and then trying to keep Sam Darnold contained. And I think that's what the Los Angeles Rams are going to do. They're going to look at the tape from yesterday against the Minnesota Vikings, and they're gonna use
Detroit
it.
They've definitely laid out the blueprint for how you laid out the blueprint on this defense. They laid out the blueprint for how you contain that offense. They laid some blueprint out there, bro.
And especially when you have weapons like Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
And then you have the mind, especially with the tenacity of Matthew Stafford, along with the mastermind of Sean McVay. I think Sean McVay, he's definitely going to exploit the Minnesota Vikings team, specifically their defense and Brian Flores. He's definitely going to.
He's already getting ready for that, bro. He
already did it before, and he's going to do it again. And so I would say, I think this will be a high-scoring game because it will be a high-scoring game, but it's going to be in favor of the Rams. I think this is going to be like a 30-27 type of game. So I'd say give me the Rams to win.
Okay. Coach, do you recall what that final score was in the first game when they met?
Oh, they lost by by 10 plus. They won by 10. The Rams, I think they won like 31-20.
Okay, 31-20. Okay, 11 points.
Yeah, it was 31. I think it was 31-20.
So do me a favor, Kofi. Stroll back to the top of this real quick before we get out of here.
Right.
I just want to see what we picked here. So we went with the Chargers.
Yeah, I went with the Chargers.
Okay, and we got the Ravens.
We got the Ravens. That's a unanimous decision.
I got the Buffalo Bills, but if you're betting, I would take Denver plus the points because I think that's going to be pretty close.
Yeah,
Buffalo
I got the Bills winning.
We took the Philadelphia.
Philly. I got Philly winning by 10 plus points, 10 points. And you got them winning by 14 or something?
Yeah, 33-21. 33-21. Yeah. So, yeah, we got the Philadelphia Philly / 76ers / Eagles. We got them. Let's go.
Yeah. And then you have the Washington winning against Tampa Bay.
Washington pulling off the upset in that game.
Yeah.
And then finally, we got the Rams winning this game. People, if you're out here and you're betting money lines, please give you a great money line. If that's something that you can take an opportunity to jump out there with and see what you can do. Go sports books, go. Get your money, people.
All right, man. Any final thoughts before we end this, man?
I just want to give kudos to my man, Caleb Williams. I thought for a rookie, this guy came out here and he laid it on the line. I thought he was outstanding. My next question is going to be this. The next time that we have a show, people, and I need you guys to consider this thought right here. Grade Caleb Williams, rookie season. Next time we have a show, people, we're going to talk about that. I want you guys to get your mind ready, get your thoughts together, and be ready to drop comments in the comment line. Optimus is okay, bro. In the new year, if you come on and show your face, brother. I know we do a lot of talking, bro, but you ain't been on here yet. Oh, ditto for you too, Ron. Ron, you're a regular out here. We love to sit down and have a conversation with you guys. So the next cast, that's what we're going to talk about. Grading Caleb Williams, his rookie season, and see what you think. And we'll give him letter grades. We'll do letter grades, A through F. And then just a side note, if I hear any F's, you're officially banned from the Bears fan club. You can never come back and watch the show again. We don't even know you. No, I'm just kidding.
You're probably a Packers fan. That's probably what you are, or a Don Bird fan.
Or Redbeard.
Redbeard. I know, right?
Those people.
Wink, wink. We're not going to say his real name, but
it's been a great show, people. It's been a great show, a great season overall. I appreciate you guys for tuning us in. This is outstanding. As much material as we can come up with, we will keep you guys posted on what the Bears are doing in terms of our coaching search. What are our plans with the offensive line? And we can get into whether or not, after this Caleb Williams thing, because I'm getting ahead of myself, we can get into whether or not we believe that Don, don't start grading yet. Can we get to the next show, Don, before you do that? Thank you, Don. Don, be nice, bro. Come on, man. Follow the guidelines. That's what's wrong with Detroit, bro. That's why y'all not gonna win nothing. Stay inside the lines. Follow the rules.
Well, you want to suck up all the Kool-Aid. Oh man, we go 15 games, man. Look at it. That's gonna be the only time you succeed.
Yeah, 0-0. Just remember that, Don. That's where we at now, bro. 0-0. These eyeballs out here, brother. Ain't nothing but eyeballs and goose eggs. That's all you're looking at. After this show, after the Caleb Williams grading, then maybe we can talk a little bit about Ryan Poles, his grading, and whether or not we believe the Bears should continue with him as the general manager. Let's go. Go Bears. We'll figure it out next year.
We'd like to thank you guys for enduring this season. I mean, this season has been really hard to watch. Right. I mean, we ended on a high note, but man, it's been a tough watch. I mean, going on that 10-game losing streak. And us going through different head coaches. But We'd like to thank you guys for, joining us and going through the tough times. This is what true Bears fan is for, man. You got to go through the tough times before you can get to the promised land, which is the Super Bowl, and we got brighter days ahead of us, man. Brighter days are going to come. Brighter days are going to come. But anyway, guys.
Let me say this, Coach, before you get out of here. Hey, this season was so tough, people. Coach, lean to the side. Let me show you how tough it was. See that guy behind Kof? That's not even Caleb Williams. That's Mitch Trubisky. They have beat Kof into oblivion. He's got the wrong guy up there on the screen. But that's okay, Kof. It's all good, bro. Come on back. Come on back, bro. We try to see your head, not your heart, Kof. But know this. We might have ended 2024 on an abysmal stretch of 10 losses, but we started 2025 undefeated. We 1-0, baby. Let's go.
All right, guys. Thank y'all for joining in, and how we always end it over here. Chicago up. Bear down. See y'all next week.
That's why I'm trying to make a better way. Whole new crib in a better place. Get my people out the hood, we'll see better days. Tell a fan sorry, y'all let them wait. Shit up there like a